Hey, this is Gary Berger with Cecilia Galvan. How are you, Cecilia?
I'm doing well. How about you, Gary?
Good, I'm doing great. How cold is it today in Chicago?
Let me check. It is 31 degrees.
38 here where I am. So listen, thank you so much for submitting your essay to our scholarship contest, and congratulations for winning our scholarship.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself.
My name is Cecilia. I am 20 years old. I'm from Chicago. Grew up in Chicago. I grew up in the suburbs. I went to, you know, the regular kindergarten, preschool, and then into high school, and I stayed in the same town basically my whole life. Graduated in 2020 during the pandemic. I didn't really feel comfortable going back to school, so I waited a bit, but I think I'm ready now to go back to school in 2022, 2023 now, and I'm doing it through the University of Arizona.
That's great. And then what are you going to study?
I'm gonna get my bachelor's in business administration.
Great. That's great. Good luck. And then you're working too while you're going to school, right?
I am.
What kind of work you doing?
I do a lot of work. My main is that I work at Target. Uh, and I also do real estate. I'm a realtor in the Chicago suburbs.
Wow. That's cool. And I bet you these interest rates that slow down that business.
Yeah, quite a bit. I was lucky to be able to get a house of my own with a lower interest rate. So I mean, yeah, the business does kind of slow down once, but it's always a good time to jump in because you never know when it's gonna keep going up.
Good. That's true. That's true. Good for you. Well, good for you to always improve yourself. And I really enjoyed reading your essay, and I like your quote from your dad. If you can fix it, don't worry. If you can't fix it, don't worry. Does he say
Yeah.
that a lot, or where'd that come from?
It's just when things come up and there's if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And if it turns out in a good way, you know, you can't fix things if they're already gonna happen. So just don't worry about it. And it'll turn out the way it turns out. He is very wise. He's kind of been like a mentor for me for like my whole life. So
Good, 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 good. Yeah, and you had that scare in 2008 where he kind of got laid off, right? And it kind of threw your world into a different way.
yeah, like you were saying with the interest rates, I when I talked to them, they were telling me that their interest rate was actually 7 point, I think like 5. So it's kind of like the same right now. So in all honesty, it is a good time to buy because in previous years, I've heard in 19 whatever, when people have been trying to buy their houses, it was like 11%. So, but yeah, they bought the house that we currently live in. We've been here for like 18, 20 years, I want to say. They bought it in 2003, and they just been working to pay it off. Like I said, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, so she really just took care of us. She has 4 kids, so I think it was a situation where it was 3 kids under the age of 3, so she really had her hands full. But she was taking care of us. My dad went to work, and in 2008, when everything happened, I didn't really understand it, but he kind of came home and he wasn't really like doing much other than like, all right, well, let's get something done. He's always like a busybody. He wanted to always get something done. So we would like work with him like after school and like on the weekends. And then on Sundays, he'd be like, all right, let's go to church. We're going to church. And he would always be the one to take us. And then my mom would always be working. So that was the routine for a while.
Right, right. And now, and that created some uncertainty in your world, right? So,
Yeah,
but now, but you turned uncertainty into opportunity because your mom Jane went to work and now she's still a supervisor, right?
correct.
And your dad's a
Um,
master mechanic.
he is a master mechanic. He is, yeah, he's really good at what he does. He's been doing it for a long time, and he's just really good at what he does.
Well, you have two good role models. That's great. You know, my parents come from Chicago. My mom's sister's name is Cecilia, like you. She goes by Sissy. And that we had high interest rates in the 80s. And
Yeah.
my mom went to law school when I was like 5 and then started working when I was like 10. And it wasn't necessarily because of a layoff from my dad, but, you know, joining the workforce and doing that changes the way you eat. When I read that in your article, I was like, yeah, I used to eat frozen meals growing up too. So it's all right. It is what it is, right? Uh,
Yeah, that's
um,
what my brother could muster up in his, he was in high school, so he would take us off the bus, he would come get us to come eat, and then my parents would come home and they'd finish the rest.
yeah. I like your attitude and whether you turn turning, and your title of your essay was turning uncertainty and opportunity, and whether you say turn lemons into lemonade, or this too shall pass, or it's not what life gives you, it's what you do with it, or the serenity prayer. So these are good attitudes, good lessons for you to have at such a young age. So I
Thank you.
commend you for that. I commend you for that.
Thank you.
And that'll bear you well in the future, so but you're hardworking, that two good role models, as I said, so that's great. So it just I just want to take a minute on the video to thank you for participating, to congratulate you on getting the scholarship.
I'm really glad that you were able to read it. It's not as much my story as it is my parents' story and what they, had to go through. So I like that I was able to share it.
You learn, your parents' story is your story, right? Especially at your age, right? 20, before you've gone out and do your own thing, but you're going to continue to do it. So yeah. Well, thanks for sharing, and it's funny, even third, I'm 56, so I'm 35 years ahead of you. So, but it's funny, parallels in life, I kind of went through some similar things, and you have, but I really your parents are doing the right, it must have done something good, because you really have a great attitude, and I like your perspective on life and your work ethic. So proud to help you out, proud to give you a little scholarship to help you out. I think you're gonna do great things.
Thank you.
Yeah. You gonna go to law school?
Um, maybe down the road. That's not something that I've been planning. My dad, since he's a master mechanic, he kind of wanted to run his own business, so maybe he'll need a lawyer or something, or someone to do his paperwork. So I'm sure I'll be someone to help him out with that. I do my real estate, so I definitely will be able to help him grow and stuff. But
Good. Well, keep on going. Thanks for talking to me today.
thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.